Surprise.
Whoa.
Like
Who
that
is it?
countdown,
Us.
man. I was like jamming out to that countdown.
Yeah, it's
I was into that, man.
It's our new opening for the wrap-up show.
I like that, dude. I like it. For the live shows, I like the countdown so people can get in. They don't miss anything off the top. John and Jim back with you. Wrap-up show presented by Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance. If you are new to the wrap-up show, if you're watching live or on replay, got to subscribe. 2 weeks away. We're 2 weeks away. Just 2 weeks and 2 days away from opening day. If you're a Padres fan, please subscribe. Hit that subscribe button down below. There's a notification bell. You'll be notified when we have new videos, when we go live. Make sure to smash the like button if you're here with us live or on replay. That helps us out. And also follow us on Twitter at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. Let us know where you're watching from tonight because we've got tons to get into. There's a lot going on, including left field. But we have tons to get into. Jim, I haven't seen you in like 3 hours. You look the exact same as when I saw you 3 hours ago.
Yeah, John's been a long time. I'm glad to see you. You're doing well. I haven't talked to you in a bit. So I feel like if we don't talk, if we don't talk for a couple hours, I'm like, I need to talk to John.
Dude, here's the thing. For those that watch us or listen to us, so we already work together like 4 or 5 hours a day with the radio and this, but then we text each other constantly. So from like, even Jim texted me this morning. What time did you text me? Like 7 a.m. I'm like, what are you doing? Is there a fire? Why are you awake?
No. Yeah, I texted you at like 7 in the morning.
Yeah, which you never do. And then I texted you back. But what were we texting about like 2 hours ago? Probably something we can't talk about on air.
Probably not.
Yes, let's pray for Jim's internet, please.
Come on, internet god.
If you want to make sure we get your comment tonight, as we do with all these live streams, we're going to have dozens and dozens of comments. If you want to make sure we get to them, you can hit that super chat function. We'll get to all your questions and your comments. Please let us know where you're watching from as you make your way into the chat here tonight, whether it's live or on replay. Let us know where you're watching from, and we'll tell you about our title sponsor, Mark Nimitz, coming up in a few minutes. But there's a lot to get into. So who is going to be the Padres left fielder on opening day? But before we get to that, should we start with Mark?
Yeah, start with Mark.
All right, so Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance is our title sponsor. He's a San Diegan and a lifelong Padres fan. And if not for Mark Nimitz's support, we probably don't have this wrap-up show channel on YouTube. So if you support this channel, please support Mark. There's a link down below for his website. You can learn all about his insurance company, whether it's auto needs, home, renters, life, earthquake insurance, if you have an electric car. And he could save you $750 or more on your insurance in 2022. He'll talk to you about the Padres. He'll talk to you about insurance. I switched over a couple of insurance policies into his name over at Farmers, and it was super simple. It was super easy. So if you have any insurance needs, you know Mark Nimitz. I mean, if you've been watching this, you know Mark Nimitz. So if you have insurance needs, click that link down below. Get in contact with Mark.
And if you can't hear me, I hope you can. His email address is above my head, mnimitz@farmersagent.com. That's mnimitz@farmersagent.com. Am I bad?
Wait, why? No, I can hear you.
Okay.
Are we already getting to the hotspot? It's only like 4 minutes in.
We're fine. I just need to close every single tab on my computer, and just pray my internet doesn't shit the bed.
People are chiming in where they're watching from here.
Yeah, tonight. Where are you guys watching from? Put in the chat. We'll give you a shout out.
We start with shout outs.
Let's see here. Dua Lipa, Megan Thee Stallion, left field platoon. You know, it would cover a lot of ground. I'll tell you that.
It's not terrible.
No, it's not terrible. It would cover a lot of ground. Austin's watching from Santa Clara. Grew up in San Diego. Very nice.
Nice. Thanks, Austin.
What's up, Alex?
Alex, doing, welcome back.
El Centro. Very nice.
What's up, man?
Frank watching from Escondido. All right.
Love it. Love it.
760.
Beautiful.
Boom. Sergio, Tijuana. Very nice.
There was someone that was watching Iowa. Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport. Steve Pineda. Yeah, it's like 10 or 15 comments ago. Steve Pineda, 927. Evening from Phoenix Sky Harbor at work tonight.
Where's that? Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Nice.
What's going on, Steve? Joining us, Steve. Viewing. Thanks for hanging out.
El Cajon. Shout out Will, IB. Very nice.
Oh, what's up, Will?
Lovely East County, San Diego. D'Angelo's in LA, but headed back to San Diego. Good. Come back.
Good.
Don't stay.
Yeah.
Another Phoenix, Arizona. Right on the street from Chase Field.
Are you in line for opening day? Are you You'd be the first fan in.
I got San Diego, National City. Let's see here. Andrews watching. You got a Corona.
Wow. Wait, like Seoul, South Korea?
I think so.
Awesome. Oh, where everyone
has Corona. I thought he was drinking.
Oh, I thought he was drinking.
Oh.
Well, is that right? I didn't realize that. I didn't know everyone had
man.
coronavirus in Korea right now. Hope you're healthy, Andrew. Thanks for watching.
Rolling a blunt. Nice.
Oh, are you always rolling a blunt in North Park? Oh, don't tell me your internet. Turn on your hotspot. Can people comment? Tell Jim to turn his hotspot on. Put it in the chat. Turn on your hotspot, Jim. Dude, unless it's my internet.
We got
There's no way it's my internet. I blame Jim. Jim.
Dude.
Turn on your hotspot.
It's just, I don't know what
I know what happened. You have internet from the 80s. Hotspot. That might be the new theme for the show. That's great. Turn on your hotspot, Jim.
Hotspot, Jim. Yes, McDonald's.
Use the super chat money to upgrade. Andrew, this is a good point. Jim literally needs to move to upgrade his internet. He's going to need to buy like Cox Communications or Spectrum Cable.
I've asked my landlord multiple times for a hard line, and all I get is like a outlet.
You get like literally a line that is hard. Can you get to the first super chat? Well, you missed the super chat during your internet broke.
Matt Bradley.
All right, so Matt Bradley should be the star. For those that aren't familiar with San Diego State basketball, that's San Diego State's starting two guard, Matt Bradley. I don't know if he's going to be able to work on.
I don't think he's going to make a.
I don't know if he can do that in the offseason.
No, unfortunately.
But that's a good super chat.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, your guess is as good as anyone's.
It really is. Get to our buddy Alex here. Thanks for the super chat, Alex, supporting to my crappy internet.
And thank you, Electric Marshmallow, for your super chat as well.
How about a guy like Jose Enrique
Azakar
making the team and playing left field? I'm sorry, I have no idea who that is. Zero clue.
Jose Enrique Avacar. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna need more on that. Hold on.
I don't know. I don't know who that is. Let's just say that if we don't know who that is,
be in left field.
Yeah, probably. Or there's a guy. I have no clue, Alex. I'm sorry, man.
Hold on, stand by. Stand by.
Not going anywhere.
Yeah, you're not going anywhere. You're just hanging, right? So, okay. Azakar last year was in AA, AAA with the Padres and combined to have a decent year, hit 281, had a 779 OPS. Let's see. Here's the background on Azakar. He's only 25 years of age. He's a right-handed swinger. He came up in the Tigers system. Does he have big league time? I don't think he's got big league time.
I don't remember him at the big league level last year.
No, he doesn't have. No, he didn't have big league time with the Padres. I'm just looking in general. No, he doesn't have big league. Okay, here are the career numbers, Jim. Okay. 687 OPS. I don't see it. I mean,
no.
Nope.
They have better options, and by better options, it's not. I mean, still not great, but
what's he done so far in spring? I don't know what he's done, Alex, so far in camp. But you got to be careful sometimes with camp numbers. I mean, I'll talk out of both sides of my mouth because I like what CJ Abrams has done. But just because someone's getting an opportunity doesn't necessarily mean they'll get. Eventually he'll probably land in AA or AAA would be my guess, at least to start the year. But thank you for the super chat, and thank you for that's on us.
Ever since the pictures of you two as women, the Russian bots have been hacking your internet trying to get more.
I mean, Jim literally was trying to get me to be like, yo, this girl's hot when he sent me a picture of himself as a girl. That's all you need to know about Jim. That's how often he's texting me.
Jim is the AT&T internet, because honestly, that would make so much sense. It's not AT&T internet. I don't even. It's like DirecTV or whatever. I don't know.
DirecTV?
I think it might be Cox. I think it's Cox, to be honest with you.
Okay. It's all good.
Don't ask any man for a hard anything. I agree.
Unless it's internet, I mean.
Yeah, give me hard internet. I'll take that. Okay, so
yeah, what do you want to start with?
Let's get into it. Well, first we'll talk. AC came out today with a newsletter. And I know there's people in here saying Tommy Pham, which actually we'll bring up this super chat right here. Hey, John, Jim, you guys talk about Pham wanting more than $6 million a year. Yeah, that's exactly what I was just going to say. Tommy
That's
Pham,
awesome. Good segue.
Perfect timing. AC wrote that basically Tommy Pham and the Padres aren't even in the same stratosphere as far as money goes, which is kind of doesn't make sense to me, because if Tommy Pham's asking more than he made last year, he's out of his mind. He doesn't deserve more than what he made last year, because he didn't have a good year last year. And if he wants a 1-year deal of like $12 or $13 million, bro, you're out of your mind. I'm sorry.
Well, last year he got, was it 8 or 9? And then this year,
8.5,
and I would say he's not he shouldn't get that based on his performance last year. I think he should get less than that. If they're in different ballparks or stratospheres, that's more on Pham than it is the Padres. I mean, if you're Pham, you're asking for 8, 9, 10, and they're saying, no, we'll give you 5. And if they can't come to terms on that, I'm on team Padres there, because there's so little wiggle room right now under this CBT number. They don't need to give him $10 million. Shoot, you could argue they don't need to give him $5 million. You really could easily make that argument. Will he eventually come back? Is it a better option than Jerks and Profar and Nomar Mazara? Is it? Is Tommy Pham better than that combination to start the year?
You could argue it's better to have him than not, just for a depth thing. Like, I don't think he's better. And if you're going to tell me that you're going to trot him out there for 150 games, I mean,
he's not a 150 game player. That's the thing. He shouldn't be paid like a regular. He's not going to be a regular.
And that's what he wants, but he shouldn't. He even said last year at the end of the year to Annie that I would take a 1-year deal to improve my worth and my value, like a 1-year prove it deal.
Yeah.
And if a 1-year prove it deal is anything more than $8 million, he's out of his mind.
Now, maybe sniff it. I mean, it shouldn't even.
Maybe he's asking for like 9, and the Padres are offering like 2 or 3.
How could you ask for 9 off last year?
I don't know.
I mean, let's just pull up these numbers. I mean, Tommy Pham last year was a 1-WAR player with a 724 OPS. I mean, did he hit 15 home runs last year? I don't recall that occurring.
What? No, did he?
Yes.
15?
It must have been the second half. But yeah, he hit 15 home runs last year.
That'd be like second on the team right now.
After hitting 3 in 2020. That was only in 30 games.
Okay, fine. Sign him.
He played 155 games. I mean,
what?
It's 724 OPS. He's not worth $8 million. I'm telling you that right now. He's just not. Now, maybe he's worth it for a team without a left fielder. I mean, he's better than having air in left field.
Which is kind of what they have right now. I put Jerks and Profar as the picture here because AC also said today it's looking more and more likely that Jerks and Profar is going to be the starting left fielder on opening day if they don't do anything else with this roster.
And we know why. Because there's 2 weeks out and he's playing in left field.
Time.
Yeah, so Profar, let's see. Profar a year ago hit 2 home runs? No, 4. I mean, you got a guy that played 137 games that hit 4 home runs, and he's going to be a corner outfielder. I mean,
that's
you know what? Is everything I said about Tommy Pham. I mean, maybe you need to sign Tommy Pham.
Maybe.
I mean, I hate to say this. We've said this, but I'll say it. I'm going to say this right now. We'll get to this super chat in a moment. Again, if you want to make sure your comment gets onto the wrap-up show tonight, you can use the super chat function. Thank you all for the super chats. I'm going to say this. I haven't seen all 30 outfields in baseball as of yet in 2022, but Profar, Grisham, and Myers is not one of the better outfields in baseball, and I'm being very kind. I'm being very kind. If that's your starting outfielder for the majority of the year, Grisham's going to have a career year, and Myers would have to have a career year for that to be a really good outfield.
I'll be the harsh one. It's the worst in the National League by far. Name me a worse outfield.
I mean, certainly in the NL West.
Maybe Cincinnati because they got rid of Winker and Castellanos, and you have no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they always have players. They always have like prospects though.
So I could say maybe Cincinnati. They're the worst in the National League West. They're not better than the Dodgers.
Oh yeah.
Giants. They lost Bryant, but I would
the
say
Giants are going to have dudes that fall out of bed and I don't know where Darren Ruff's going to play for
Wade, Darren Ruff, those guys. Yeah. Darren Ruff almost had 1,000 OPS last year.
Yep.
The Rockies not better than
they'll hit.
Bryant. Yep. They have Blackman. They'll hit.
And the Diamondbacks.
They have Marte still.
They still have Marte.
Yeah, so he's a better outfielder than all three of the Padres.
Let's get to the super chat here from Alex.
Bad. He says, Alex, thank you again. Appreciate that, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, man.
I think maybe he doesn't want to be on this team, so his asking price is as being very high. I don't know. I could be overlooking it, and I could overlooking into it.
Well, what if he's holding the Padres hostage a little bit? He sees they have 3 outfielders on their 40-man and says, you know what? Let's make it $9 million. And then as time passes, if they say no to 9, maybe he says 8.5, 8, 7.5. I'm just throwing it out there. I mean, maybe as time passes, you save a little bit. Is that how tight the Padres are for money? This isn't about Peter Seidler. This is about the CBT. And they've spent, as much as they've ever spent. But if they're that tight where, they would do it for 5.5, but they wouldn't for 7.5. I mean, that might be where they are here.
And you don't know. We have no idea. We have no idea what Tommy Pham's asking price is. And if Tommy Pham signs with anybody, like he could tomorrow sign with Cincinnati for 1 year and $13 million. And we're like, whoa, what the hell? Or he could sign, with someone else for like a 1 year, $3 million contract. You don't know.
Where were the Padres on Kevin Pillar? So Pillar just signed today with the Dodgers for $2.5 million. I read initially minor league deal, then I saw $2.5 million, maybe if he makes the team. I mean, Kevin Pillar is exactly what the Padres should be looking for right now.
He's a stopgap guy, and he'll plays
multiple outfield positions.
Can play great defense.
Good defender, has a little bit of pop, can still run a little bit. I know he's not a kid anymore, but the Dodgers are adding depth with Kevin Pillar, and you have much more of a need in the outfield than they do.
It just makes me think that they're going to go into this season with 4 outfilders of Nomar Mazara, Jurickson Profar, Will Myers, and Trent Grisham. And maybe throw Alfaro out there once in a while.
Right,
he played
exactly.
For the Marlins last year.
I think if that's what it is. If the season started right now, you're 100% right. That's exactly what they would do. Get to the super chat from Taco Bell because it's about Mazara.
Hold on here.
Thanks, Taco Bell.
Thank you, Taco Bell. Appreciate that as always. Nomar Mazara had some good seasons with Texas. You think he can be our diamond in the rough? Pull it up, John. I don't know.
I mean, he's a one-WAR player in his career.
Yeah.
His OPS is 733 in his career. He's only 26. Okay. I mean, his power is ridiculous. I mean, his raw power is absurd.
I saw Will Holder, if he's still in the chat. I saw your tweet today. It was like, it was the plan all along. There's a picture of Profar and Nomar Mazara in a Texas Rangers uniform.
I mean, he listen, in 2017, how old was he? He would have been 21. As a 21-year-old, he was 253, 20 homers, 101 RBIs. Now, it was only a 745 OPS. So, I don't know if he ever put it all together. Yeah, I mean, there's something there. There's something to like there, but he's had some opportunities. Again, I don't know if he's had good years. He's had okay years. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much you can bank on Nomar Mazara. I think he's going to have some gaudy home runs. I think if he gets plate appearances, he'll run into balls, but I don't know what to think of it. I really don't. I mean, there's way more power than Profar. But
Brian O'Grady would be good right now. Brian O'Grady's in Japan.
And just as an everyday,
it's done nothing for sorry. Jorge Ona.
Yeah.
Do you want to? Can his bat? I mean, he's a big bat,
right?
But I haven't seen him yet in spring training, other than on the side fields.
Out of this list, I mean, I would be tempted to start with Mazara over Profar just because he's a legitimate bat in your lineup. But I don't think any of it is ideal, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't know what Mazara hits against lefties, and he's as a left-handed batter.
What about Trace Thompson, the brother of Clay?
Yeah, we talked about him a little bit. He was at one time a fairly big minor league prospect. Came up with the White Sox. He's had some decent success before. Again, this is all serviceable, but you're talking about trying to get to a postseason or make up for the absence of Fernando Tatis Jr. Like, is this how you want to start a year?
Yeah, it really isn't. Now, granted, things do change. Like, if this is the same roster at the end, after the trade deadline, or at the end of the year, I think something went wrong. Like, you need to upgrade, add pieces during the season. Hopefully, you have somebody that has a breakout, with Tatis down, and can kind of fill the void a little bit. But right now, with what they have, it's just hard to envision on the offensive side of the ball that they're going to be okay. Like, it feels like it's going to be at times, and it feels like this year offensively is going to be a just huge grind.
Yes, I agree with that. I really do. And by the way, like, the idea of like a Profar Mazara platoon doesn't make sense because Profar isn't going to make up for the power loss when Mazara's on the bench. So if Mazara doesn't play against lefties because he can't hit lefties, and he can't, I just looked it up. His career OPS is awful against left-handed pitchers. You say, okay, you could start him against righties and hope he runs into some balls, and then you start Profar against lefties. Why? I mean, just because he's a better hitter, because he's a switch. I mean, I don't love that platoon. I mean, I would certainly entertain a platoon. I just don't love Profar Mazara. You got to be able to do better than that, right?
You would think, but right now they're not doing better than that, John. That's what they got.
Yeah. How do you spend?
What they have.
Okay, how do you? Here's my question for the chat. How do you have one of the highest payrolls in baseball and have this many gaping holes? Closer, the first base, right field conundrum. The situation with Tatis is what it is, but your reserve infielders are like, you're going to give CJ Abrams an opportunity with 300 career plate appearances in the minors. And I'm all for it, by the way. But it speaks to their lack of depth there, even though they've paid a fortune for Profar and Kim the last couple of years. Your catching position is like a master of none. You have like 30 catchers. Your bullpen, Drew Pomerantz, who the hell knows? Closer position. Blake Snell wants to throw 60 pitches this first 2 weeks of the year.
Yeah.
Doesn't it feel like there are a lot of holes going into a year with a $215 million payroll?
Yeah, and you look at the payroll, you have Tatis is hurt. I don't know what his salary is this year, but I don't think it's up to 30 million. But still, I think it go towards the luxury tax. Okay, yep. So it counts towards the CBT as 30 million. So you got Tatis making 30.
Yep.
25. You have Machado at 30. You got Hosmer at 20. You got Will at 20. That's 100 and
Darvish.
80?
Darvish ain't cheap.
Darvish is around 20.
Yep.
Snell's making a bunch of money. Pomeranz is making a bunch of money. Profar's making a bunch of money. Kim's making a bunch of money. And out of all those players that I named there's only one guy you trust, and it's Machado right now.
Right. I'm hopeful with Darvish. I'm hopeful.
Well, in Darvish, I can't put Snell in there. We can talk about him in a bit. But like, every one of those players has not performed, and they're getting paid a lot of money, and it's taking up a lot of the payroll.
Yeah, it's just a weirdly constructed roster now that you see what it looks like with one injury. Now, it's a huge injury. But the fact that creates such a gaping hole on your 20, like, all of a sudden you see that Tatis injury, like, well, hold on, not just Tatis. What about the closer? What about right field? What about left field? What about first? What about catcher? What about closer?
Do you think we'd be feeling this way if Tatis wasn't injured?
Honestly, it would mask it a little bit. I'd be more optimistic. I say, you know what? Maybe they'll swing it better than they did a year ago. Collectively, you got a healthy Tatis and Machado. You got Voit. Like, hey, maybe that's that third 30 home run hitter they were looking for. I wouldn't feel it as much. It really is. I feel it now. And again, we've talked about this on the wrap-up show. This is where Bob Melvin is really, hopefully, going to prove his worth, that how do you navigate the beginning of this year? Because I think under Jace Tingler, Andy Green, this team would be tight to start the year. I really do. I mean, I think there's so many question marks. I think with Bob Melvin, he's been through this before. I mean, the A's have probably never had rosters that are as complete as the Padres are today, yet they've still been able to win. So it's all about perspective and how you look at it.
100%. And we graded Preller, or I put out a tweet today.
Yep.
About, hey, what would you grade Preller's offseason? A lot of people were forgetting that the offseason included getting Bob Melvin and Ruben the
myself included.
And I think those two moves are huge. And it's going to, well, we're going to see how big of a moves they are to start this year, because you have a lot of question marks going into the season with key positions. How are they going to navigate that? Do they get out to a hot start, or do they struggle? And if they struggle, how is Bob Melvin going to handle it? Because this year they need to win. Plain and simple.
Yeah, like I just saw a comment here. We just need to, from Eric, I didn't finish reading it. We just need to eat another bad season and hope we can make sensible moves for next year. You know what, Eric? And I think a lot of Padres fans feel similarly, but that's that's kind of unfair to Peter Seidler. He invests like this, and the general manager who's in his 7th or 8th full season, and this is what they need to do. They need to navigate through this year to get to the next, but then you're in year 5 of Machado. You're in year 5 of Tatis. Your payroll problems are just as problematic. So you don't have Eric Hosmer, but you got to go replace Eric Hosmer. So, and why would AJ Preller make more sensible moves next year if he hasn't made them previously? I mean, are we calling for a change in regime? And that's possible if it's a bad season, like you say, Eric. If it's a bad year, then you might not have the same general manager in 2023.
Yep. Preller has done this to himself. He has no one to blame but himself. Everyone blames Hosmer, but guess what? Everybody's taking that money if they're offered it. So,
sure. 100%. Yeah. No, that's unquestioned.
I blame
you can't blame Hosmer for signing the deal.
No, I don't blame him for signing the deal. Yeah. I blame him for not living up at least to part of the contract. Like, he's just underperformed every single year he's been here, and he's getting worse. But I don't blame him for signing the deal. Dude, I'd sign that in a second.
Yeah. This team needs to make the postseason. End of sentence. I don't care if Machado goes down. I don't care. I mean, the team needs to make the postseason. The other teams overcome it. The Dodgers had injuries last year. The Giants had injuries last year.
This is case in point. The window is right now. When you have a $200 million payroll, Machado's not getting any younger. Tatis, Cronenworth, Grisham, they're not going to get any cheaper.
That's a good point.
Cronenworth's going to get. I mean, if Cronenworth has another year like he did last year as an All-Star, he's going to ask for a lot of money, and he's going to get paid. Grisham's going to come up on arbitration here pretty soon. Exactly right. I don't care who gets injured. I don't care. They need to make the postseason.
Yeah, they do. And I mean, honestly, getting into the postseason and losing in the first round should be like the floor.
Bare minimum.
It should be the floor for this payroll and this roster. Can we talk about Abrams for a second?
The greatest player of all time?
I mean, first of all, he homered today, even though they didn't count as a home run. But whatever. I mean, we've seen what he's done already, right? Which is the home runs. We've seen some base hits. I know it's only been 5 games or whatever, but he's performed well. I know he doesn't have plate appearances in the minor leagues by and large. He has less than 400 in his career, well less than Tatis when he made his big league debut in 2019. My argument is, why not? You have all these gaping holes. Why not give the kid a chance? If it doesn't pan out and he doesn't hit for 3 weeks, that's okay. You can send him down. It's not going to kill his confidence. Then the Padres, are they really going to be that much worse off than if they had started Ha-Seong Kim for 3 weeks? At short, I say give him a chance to earn the job. I think it's a shot in the arm for the Padres, just like it was to start 2019 with Tatis and Paddock.
So CJ Abrams for Brian Reynolds, who says no?
You propose moving him, right? You can't. I mean, listen, Brian Reynolds could be a huge addition, but no. I mean, CJ Abrams is going to be here. That's accurate. That's accurate. Does anyone disagree with that? For the chat, though, no one disagrees with your internet. It sucks. But does anyone disagree with starting Abrams on the big league roster. I mean, what's the harm? Starting his clock, starting his service time? Who cares? So he's a free agent in 2028. Are we worried?
No, we shouldn't. And if he can help this team out, then you bring him up right now. There, you can't like screw the clock. And even if you bring him up in the middle of the season, say he balls out and he makes top 3 rookie of the year, he's going to have a full year's service time anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear any of that?
Yeah, your internet sucks. But yeah, so we did. Turn your hotspot on while we have a moment. And again, in the chat, is there any reason not to start Abrams on the opening day roster? You can comment. We want to tell you about our newest partner, Aura, to the wrap-up show. They are a natural supplement and plant-based nutrition company. As I proved on the last live wrap-up show, I don't just push their probiotics. I take their probiotics for whoever it was. Somebody called me out. Like, you don't take that probiotic. Yeah, I do. I take it every single day. And my wife could vouch for that. I have them in my fridge. I order them every single month or arrive. It's like an auto delivery on the probiotic. I take it for digestion, heart health, mental clarity. There's a zillion reasons to take a probiotic. They have an amazing probiotic. I'm 40. I've been taking a probiotic for 10 years. This is the best probiotic I've ever taken. They have proteins as well that Jim takes. The proteins help Jim's body, but not his internet.
I'm back.
Pre-workout, post-workout. They have fish oils. If you use promo code WRAPUP, you're going to get 30% off your first order. Promo code WRAPUP, 30% off your first order. Will, their co-founder, is in San Diego, and he's actually going to be here, I think, for the home opener. He's got an office in San Diego. Promo code WRAPUP, 30% off your first order. There's a link down below, ora.organic.
And I take the pre-workout every time I work out. You got me, right?
What's that? Yeah, you're good.
Right?
You're good.
Cool. Raspberry lemonade flavor, highly recommend it. They don't just have pre-workouts, protein powders, they have everything you need for a healthy lifestyle. We're hooking you up right now. If you go to their website, www.aura.organic, just search around the website. There's a bunch of stuff there. Use our promo code when you check out, wrap up. You'll get 30% off. You'll thank us later.
Listen, everyone in the chat is like us, Jim. And I know we played a little bit of devil's advocate today on the radio. If you don't follow us, by the way, if you're a wrap-up show watcher, you can listen to us. We talk Padres for 3 hours a day from 3 to 6 in San Diego.
Radio app.
Yeah, just do it on the iHeartRadio app. If you're here locally, you can listen on AM radio on Extra 1360. What's that?
We should have an entire wrap-up. We should have an entire ASMR wrap-up show.
What does that even mean?
The Padres don't have a left fielder.
Wait, what is ASMR?
It's like stuff that it's like soothing.
Yeah, my son, my 3-year-old's always, it says like ASMR, like Marble Run. I'm like, what?
You can be like
Fernando Tatis Jr. Hopefully we'll be back in time to help this offense.
No, I like the normal wrap-up show.
Blake Snell needs to perform this year. I don't like how he's going to at least miss the first 2 weeks to ramp up.
Dude, is Jim's internet causing Jim like mental problems?
I'm going crazy.
Jim is going crazy. Thank you. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you, Michael, for the super chat to end Jim's ridiculousness. Thank you, Michael, for your longtime support of this channel over the last half year that you've been doing it. If you want to make sure we get your comment, you can do the super chat like Michael just did, who asks, CJ and left, he's been looking impressive. Okay, the idea of moving CJ, because Bob Melvin has talked about this, Jim, and he said for now they don't want to do that. They want to keep him getting reps at short and second. I threw this out earlier today on the radio as well. I mean, why not give him reps in left field? They're like, oh, it's a lot to do.
I mean, playing a lot at second base.
What's that?
So he's been playing a lot at second base. They've been giving him a lot of time there so far to start.
So you think that has more to do with Hosmer or more to do with just playing Cronenworth at short?
That might have to do with playing Cronenworth at short.
That's what I think it has to do with.
Well,
I don't think it has anything to do with Hosmer.
When Cronenworth gets back off his abductor injury that was just showed up out of nowhere.
Wasn't it supposed to be like today or tomorrow?
Maybe. Hopefully tomorrow.
I think so. Yeah.
Then we'll see if he's at short or if he's at second. If he's at short, then we know why the Abrams is at second. If he's at second,
I like some Cronenworth at short last year.
He's a really good shortstop, and he's a really good second baseman, and he's a really good first baseman. Like, dude can play all 3 positions at a Gold Glove level. I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, CJ left. Who says no? Again, you're asking a lot, but they have a gaping hole in left field. But I think he starts the year in the infield. If he makes the Padres, he's not starting in left. It doesn't sound like. If he makes the Padres, he'll be a middle infielder. He should play every day. And if he doesn't perform, he can go down. But if he does perform, what if he does perform? What if in April he hits 335 with 5 homers and 9 steals?
Scenario for the Padres ever.
Right. Thank you, Michael.
I'm uncomfortable.
What, with Jim whispering? So I'm
ASMR.
Uncomfortable all the time around Jim.
Okay. Thanks, Alex.
Super chat. Thank you,
Jace
Alex.
Tingler sounded like an ASMR person.
Did you do a Jace Tingler impersonation? Rich Ornberger did a really good one. He's good with impersonation.
I can't do it.
Wait, pull up Alex again for a second. Gotta thank him for the super chat.
Well, hold on. Here we go. Boom.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you, Alex. We appreciate that. What about this recent one that just came in from the two-step? I'd love for someone to ask where they see Abrams long-term with us. You're saying that's interesting for the media maybe to ask Bob Melvin or AJ Preller when he's available. Like, is he a long-term middle infielder or is he a long-term outfielder? I think in the short term, I don't think you'd get necessarily a truthful answer. I think they tell you, hey, we see him as a second baseman or a shortstop. And if he forces his way, that's a good problem when Tatis comes back and you have Abrams or when Cronenworth is healthy and you have them all.
Maybe somehow this could be like a little bit of a blessing in disguise. Now, granted, no one wants to see Tatis injured. Everyone wants to see him play.
Sure.
But with him out, this does open a spot up right now for Abrams to see what he has, to see what he got.
Good point.
And it probably would not have been that way if Tatis was fully healthy.
Well, that's where I kind of wish, if I could give Tatis an injury, I wish it was more like he'd be back a few weeks in. If he would have had the surgery earlier and you start Abrams for 3 weeks at shorter second, that's one thing. But to start him for 80 games or so, maybe that's a little bit much to ask. Do we have another super chat from Michael?
We have 2 more here.
What's up, Michael? Thank you again.
No Tingler talk, only Bo Mel.
Okay, let's honor that.
Sorry.
Let's honor that for the rest of the show from Michael. We will not mention that man's name, but we will mention Bob Melvin.
Yeah. What is this super chat? This is from Cross Seas.
Oh, is this in Korean? What's the Korean currency?
2,000 yen or whatever. What is the
Korean? This is a first. This is a first.
How does this translate? Andrew, thank you.
Now, if it's
use it to buy some Elon Musk Starlink Wi-Fi.
I don't know if that's like $1 million or like whatever it is. That is like $2. Unbelievable. That is incredible.
Wait, figure that out. But
does he have what's Starlink Wi-Fi? Is that's Musk?
I don't know. Maybe.
Dude, that is incredible. We're getting Korean yen super chats because your internet sucks.
2,000 is.
I love it. That's great.
Perfect. Great.
Thanks, great.
Thank
that
you.
is awesome.
It. It's awesome.
One day Jim's gonna have the greatest internet in the world.
We'll
Probably
try.
not.
Yeah.
Can't you go marry someone that has like a nice house with nice internet?
Yeah, I probably could.
So good. What else has happened in camp here recently? Oh, another show. Let's see. Okay, what's this?
I heard another show suggest that Cronenworth should be traded, that it would be a waste to play him at first.
What show is that? You can comment.
Yeah,
you can
comment. It's fine. It's okay, Jim. You can tell us what show.
You should not trade Jay Cronenworth. End of
Never.
sentence.
At least, no. I'm not even going to attempt to talk that out because it's just the dumb thinking.
Controllable, all-star caliber, good on offense and defense. The exact type of player you need on a winning ball club, right? Not the end all be all, but the player that you need is Jay Cronenworth. No, why would you trade him? I mean, again, if something ridiculous pops up like Shohei Ohtani, why would you consider? No, you don't start the trade conversations with Jay Cronenworth, and you got to think long and hard about moving a player that has helped you the way he has the last 2 years, like him.
Yeah, 100%. You need him to be the guy. You need him to be the all-star this year. He needs to be that player for you the entire year. Maybe better.
Can we get to Mark Nimitz, who is in the chat watching tonight live, wrap-up show?
Where is our buddy Mark?
Just 10:03, a couple of minutes ago. By the way, if you're new to the wrap-up show live or on replay, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're a Padres fan. Make sure to hit the notification bell. Smash the like button if you're here live or on replay. That helps us out. Follow us on Twitter, @John Schaefer, @Jim Russell SD. By the way, the wrap-up show is presented by Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance. And if you have insurance needs, there's a link down below for Mark. He'll talk insurance and Padres baseball with you tomorrow morning. I agree with Mark. Did your internet break again? Mark, we need more. In addition to your title sponsorship, can you go over and insure Jim's internet? The home run was fair. Here's Jim. He's back. Let's get this season started. Please, no Profar left. See, I talked to Mark a lot, and I know that he feels like a lot of Padres fans, which is that AJ Preller really hasn't maneuvered this roster the way he should probably since the lockout ended. And I'm with Mark. I mean, I think Preller's kind of tied his own hands because of some of these contracts and because he's up against the CBT number. But I don't know. He's going to have to get creative because he's got more work to do. I thought the Voit deal was a good one, but he's got more to do.
100%.
Thanks for hanging out, Mark.
Thanks, Mark. Appreciate it as always, buddy. This is interesting. Low-key rather have Voit in left than Profar. But then who's your DH?
Well, he said he's willing to play the outfield, but if you look at his last 4 years in the big leagues, he hasn't been healthy. So, and I saw Bob Melvin basically shot it down saying, yeah, that's great. We appreciate him saying he's willing to help the team, but we need him. Let's just plug him into DH. You can play him at first too. You can platoon him with Hosmer, but let's not get too creative here. He's coming off a meniscus and he's had this, that, and the other. Just keep him healthy because if he's healthy, Jim, he could run into 30, 35 balls,
That would be, if he can hit 30 home runs this year, you got to give all the credit in the world to Preller for that trade.
Yeah, sure. Definitely.
I mean, a guy that's making barely any money hitting 30 home runs for you as your DH, that's a win. You need it too.
Yeah, I mean,
to be honest.
You're right. You gave up a pitching prospect, right? Justin Lang. He was like a top 10, top 15.
Low A pitching level prospect. Yep. Everybody at Mad Friars said they liked the deal.
Yep.
I trust them, and it's a good deal.
We had a good conversation yesterday with David J. from Mad Friars. If you missed that, that's available on the iHeartRadio app. Just search for John and Jim or go to sportssd.com. Yeah, why don't you just go over to Mark's office every night?
I might take you up on that, Mark. I might take you up on that.
That's great. Someone said, what about Nola in the outfield?
Dude, Nola has a bad hip.
Yeah, he's been hurt so much.
He had 1 home run last year or 2 home runs last year too.
Yeah,
I do think a move that they will make is trading away a catcher. Because you got 4 in the 40 man. You're gonna, unless you think of some way to trade Campusano, but I think they need Campusano's bat.
Mm-hmm.
I think Caratini's the odd man out here. I don't think that he is going to stick with this team.
Yeah, I mean, he did nothing on offense in the second half of the year. I mean, obviously he was catching Darvish, but Darvish didn't do anything in the second half of the year either. Yeah, what would it take to get Contreras?
A lot, and his arbitration case today was around $10 million, and they don't have $10 million to spend, or at least take.
There's that too. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I know.
Austin Nola last year. You're right. He had 2 home runs.
Throw John and Jim in the outfield.
Both of us. If you could play 10, me and Jim over 1 Profar.
Uh-huh.
I don't hate it. He just
retired.
retired.
With anybody?
No, he retired. Didn't he?
Oh, he's still out there.
I thought he officially retired, or was that like a satire account?
I don't know. Probably a satire account. He did not.
Is it a big deal? Like, I figured his retirement would be like a big deal. Let's see. Yeah, maybe he didn't retire.
No. Campusano for Meadows. Meadows came in today at $4 million arbitration.
Yeah, they could afford that.
We could afford it. And is Campusano a guy that's going to really develop as a catcher, or is he just going to be developed as a hitter? Because if he's just a hitter with no position, what are you going to do?
You can move him.
Exactly.
But if he's a good receiver, we heard David J say that he likes his receiving. I mean, it still probably has to improve, but if they like his ability to receive and they like his arm and they like his bat, I mean, what are you going to do a catcher this year? I have no idea. Nola, presumably.
Yeah.
Alfaro maybe isn't a catcher at this point. I mean, maybe Alfaro, like you said, is one of your 4th or 5th outfielders. And then it's just a Nola Campusano split, and Caratini, like you said, is bye-bye.
Mm-hmm.
You know, trade him away for a low-level prospect.
Right. I like this question. Weathers has value. Paddock,
Definitely.
to me, doesn't have much.
Okay, he's got a little bit.
Probably a little bit.
Yeah.
Who has more value? Weathers.
Yeah. Yep. I'm
Lefty
with you on that.
Pitcher.
Here's the thing. Their most value, Jim, in my opinion, is with the Padres because of what happened with their starting staff last year.
Right.
So with Weathers and Paddock, because of Snell's start here, where he's going to be like building up during the regular season, I've never heard of that in my entire career. I mean, I guess a guy coming off injury, obviously we've heard of it, but he's quote unquote healthy, but he's building up during the regular season. I've never heard of that. I really haven't.
Let's talk about Snell tomorrow night, because I feel like we need to dedicate a lot of time to Blake Snell here.
Yeah.
Because what was said today by him, I think it's a bad look. I think it's I don't for how much he is relied on for this team, I don't like it. I'm sure I would bet a lot of people in the organization are like, what the hell, man?
I think it's a really weird look. And like Jim said, we can talk about it for an hour tomorrow night. If you didn't see it, find what Kevin Acee wrote on Blake Snell. There's some really interesting quotes in there. There really are some really interesting quotes in there. He's an interesting guy, Jim, to be honest. He is. He's an interesting guy, not in a bad way, in my opinion.
It would be much better if he actually performed, and then all this stuff that he does would
be all good. If he had a 2.7, you know?
Yeah. Super chat here from Geek, probably
Thanks,
high
man.
right now. Trade Kim by the deadline if he doesn't produce for an outfielder. Kim for Blackman, $14 million free agent soon.
Wait, is Geek the one that's rolling the blunt?
Yeah.
All right, we like it. Trade Kim by the deadline if he doesn't produce. Now, if he doesn't produce, then you're 2 years into his big league career where he's still owed what? How much is he making a year, Jim? I always get this confused. 6 or 7 a year?
I think it was 4 for 28.
It's a lot of money. So he would still be owed 2 years, 14, plus the second half of this year. So like 18. I don't see why anyone would take that on if he's not producing. Now, if he is producing and you have Abrams and you have a conundrum where you have Abrams and you got Kim and you got Tatis and you got Cronenworth, okay. If he produces, then maybe you could move him. Blackman, I mean, professional hitter, you know?
And I don't think they would trade in division. You rarely see that happening.
Probably not. Yeah, I agree with you.
You rarely see that happening. Another super chat here from Alex. Thanks, man. He was too busy playing video games than training. Talking about Blake Snell.
I don't know with Blake Snell. Like I said, I mean, I was amazed post games last year, early in the year, like what he was saying. I loved it. The way he was so honest and breaking down like his repertoire, like, hey, I just didn't have my curve. And I really
change ups and timeout, you know, all that stuff.
Yeah, but then he kept saying the same things, and we were getting very similar results until August of last year. I don't know. I mean, the video game thing, yeah, it is interesting that he's, you know, constantly playing them. I don't know if it really impacts his work, right? Getting ready for a season, but I have no idea. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened for him not to be ready.
Thank you, Michael.
Yeah, thank you all, by the way, for these super chats.
I agree with Geek, but trade Kim now. You can't trade Kim now. You don't have any depth. Like, you need depth on this team.
Right, because without Kim, what do you have in terms of who else is available as a backup reserve? We'd have to look at the system.
Nobody.
Right, you'd be really thin. You know, you'd be really thin. And again, I don't know who wants Ha-Seong Kim.
Right.
I don't know.
If he doesn't perform, then he has no trade value.
See, some people think, and thank you again, Michael, for the super chat. Like Fred, who says, you know, if you give him playing time, he should be fine. Maybe. I mean, it's possible.
He had a 2 WAR last year because of his defense. Couldn't hit a lick.
Pretty good.
He's hitting 500 in spring. Take it for what it's worth.
Well, what is that? 1 of 2? 2 of 4? 3 of 6?
I don't know. Probably 2 of 4.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, if you're to your point though, a 2 WAR player, I mean, if he's a 3 WAR player this year,
that means his defense is like gold glove, everything.
Yeah. But I mean, if he's a 3 WAR player, that's kind of what you bought. If he's a 3 WAR player this year and 3.2 next year and 3.3 the following year, that's not terrible. It's actually solid.
We don't know if Kim's bat will be fine. One of Jim's fastballs will make him swing and miss right now.
Yeah, that's the thing we don't know about Kim's bat. I mean, it's one thing to have a low batting average, but his OPS as well. He wasn't getting on base. He wasn't hitting for power. That combination is what scared me. Now, it was year one from the KBO. So maybe he'll be better. He's not old.
No.
But is it going to translate?
28? Right.
You know?
I don't know. We don't know.
Anything else that's been happening at camp? We'll talk about Snell tomorrow.
Right.
Niebla spoke, I know, the other day. He sounded like a pitching whisperer. He was literally whispering. He sounded like an ASMR, like video.
Right.
I liked what he said. I'm trying to think what else has been going on in these games. They've lost 4 straight.
Is it time to panic? Anybody?
How much of this is on Melvin, folks? Is this what you expected?
Is he on the hot seat already?
Cactus League is. I mean, like they can't even win the Cactus League at this point.
No, but here's the good thing though: the Dodgers are winless.
Really? Are they going to meet up? Are they going to meet up in Cactus League action?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Maybe they might, but that's that'd be a big game, John.
Oh, huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care about the Padres record.
No.
Bullpen has
going 1-7. Going 1-17 though would be kind of funny.
That would be ridiculous. Who allowed 4 runs yesterday? Luis Garcia in like a third.
Luis Garcia. Yeah.
Again, I'm not worried. What I'm worried about is health.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm worried about is this starting rotation: C.J. Abrams, Luke Voigt.
Mm-hmm.
Did they have this? Did the Padres ask this today?
Yeah, rectangles, guys. Rectangles.
No, I go down. No, I do the diagonal.
You do triangles?
Not triangles, but if I have the square, right, I then go in like that.
Oh, dude, no, square. You do rectangle, bro.
Rectangle. I do triangle. Ends up like this.
Oh, wait, hold on. It's like just down the middle. Bless you.
Thank you. No.
Chat. Triangles or rectangles? What do you got?
Well, when you say triangles, 2, right?
No, like you cut it down the side and it creates like a triangle. Okay.
Yeah, 2 triangles. You take your full grilled cheese and you cut a diagonal, and I have 2 triangles, right?
Yeah, but if you cut it down the middle, you have 2 rectangles.
Why would you cut it down the middle? Are you a madman?
No, because you're a normal person if you do it. If you cut it in triangles, then you're kind of weird.
No, triangles allow you to dip it in like tomato soup.
You can dip it with the rectangle too?
You could. No cut.
I do the whole sandwich. Be a man.
So maybe most men actually just circles. Simon's in Denmark, right?
No crust.
No crust. So
this is true.
I think we're getting rid of the crust. So that's like 10%, you know?
Yeah, circles. Yeah. Triangles all day?
Thank you, Miles.
Wow. Thank you. Here we go. Thank you, Andrew. Triangles are for children.
I agree. I'm trying to stay
young. He
has
a child, so I get it.
It's true. I'm trying to stay young.
Grilled cheeses are triangles. PB&Js are rectangles.
You know what? Okay. I agree with that. Thank you. Peter just summed up my thoughts perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't go triangle with
I cut my hot dog in triangles.
Did the Padres ask this today?
They did. A lot of triangles.
And didn't Blake Snell reply, "I love Eric Hosmer"?
Yeah, he
weird.
Did. It was very weird. I was like, oh my God, he's loved even more in that clubhouse. Pentagons.
Pentagons. I make them like stop signs.
Not all sandwiches are the same. Yes, Danny.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm talking PB&J or grilled cheese. You know what I mean? I'm not talking like ham sandwich.
Yeah, I guess a grilled cheese you cut in a triangle.
Dude, you bent so easily.
A rhombus.
Yes,
okay,
Sergio.
Okay,
yes.
All right.
Thank you.
French dip. Yeah. Cut them into 4s.
Oh yeah,
like 4 squares.
Yeah,
little squares. Yeah.
I prefer Uncrustables, Blake Snell.
Of course he does.
Oh man.
Yeah. I like Todos.
Who said that?
Ian just said that.
But why did you say it like that?
Oh my God.
Is that from something?
It's the meme. The little kid. Now he's like on a show and they're like, "What ride's your favorite ride?" And he goes, "I like Todos."
I never saw that.
Live a little, John. One time.
I know, like the Charlie bit my finger video.
Ouch, Charlie. Ouch.
I think it's still one of the most watched videos ever.
On YouTube, I think it is.
Yeah, on YouTube, yeah.
Trapezoid sandwiches.
Miles says I'm a boomer.
Jim is hip.
Yeah.
And John is a boomer.
That's kind of the dichotomy of the show. Like Jim knows things about pop culture, and I just let Jim tell me things about pop culture.
Pretty much. How about a nice Italian sandwich with the gabagool?
Gabagool.
Hey, the gabagool.
What are you doing?
That either is. You don't know what that is either. Jesus.
I really don't.
You motherfucker.
I'm you know me.
Yeah, I do know you, John.
All right, here's the deal. We're gonna do this again tomorrow night, right?
Absolutely.
All right, we're back tomorrow night. Same time, 9-ish. 9:15.
Same place with the same crap internet.
Yeah, we're late arrivers sometimes. Jim and Boomer show. Oh man. I got a 3-year-old. I mean, come on. Thank you, Alex. I actually do my job. Jim's sitting home watching like the Batman trilogy. I'm watching SportsCenter.
What's the problem with that?
I don't know. Like,
all right, let's wrap it up.
I study like college basketball, and you study like Batwoman.
Thanks.
Okay, here's the deal, guys. If you're here live or on replay, please support this channel by hitting that subscribe button and the notification bell. Smash the like button. Follow us on Twitter at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. Also, this reminder, please support our partners, Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance, who is part of the chat here tonight. There's a link down below for Mark. If you have insurance needs, he can save you $750 this year. Also support Ora, ORA.organic. There's a link down below. You get 30% off your first order using promo code WRAPUP. They can help improve your health in 2022. Again, promo code WRAPUP. There's a link down below for Ora. Also, if you're purchasing Padres tickets in 2022, we've got a link down below for our viewers of the Wrap-Up Show. You get the 100% Fan Protect guarantee from StubHub, and you support this channel. So as you purchase tickets in 2022, do so with us by clicking on that link down below. Thank you all for hanging out. We'll be back again tomorrow. If you want even more Padres content, please follow us on Twitter at John and Jim. Again, we've got a 3-hour radio show as well. You can listen on the iHeartRadio app or locally on Extra 1360. This has been fun. We'll do it again tomorrow night. For Jim, I'm John. This has been the Wrap-Up Show presented by Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance.
They suck.